Welcome back to another video. So 2025 is a go. So spring's on its way, although it's a bit chilly this week. So yeah, Roy's been busy over the winter working on the grass bikes, so they're all pretty much ready to rock and roll, and all three of them have had engine rebuilds, got down to bare frames and been built back up. So both 500s are done, and the 250s are pretty much finished off, so we're ready to rock and roll. I think our first outing will probably be the Astra test day. So Stuart's recovery's gone well over the winter on his nasty broken leg that he got last season in September, I believe. So he's doing really well. He's back to work and making good recovery with his legs. So I think he's going to have another go out this season and see what happens and see how he feels on the bike, etc. Yeah, and as for me, just being busy in the gym, been boxing and doing lots of other stuff, so keeping super fit at the gym probably 3 or 4 times a week, so feeling really good. So you know, body's ready to race, but you know, hopefully the brain will do the business as well. Anyway, little project, I'm waffling on, but yeah, little project we're working on is Hugh's little KTM 85 motocross bike. So I've just picked this up from vapor blasting, and I'll show you the pile of bits that I've stripped down, and I'll just put some pictures now of the sort of progress so far, and then we'll crack on with the video and start putting this back together. So here's the frame, all back from blasting. It was, as you see in the pictures just a minute ago, it was a pretty horrible gold and black paint peeling off, etc. But the guys over at Vapor Blast in Betherston have done a fantastic job. So, you know, it's a nice finish on this. It's not too pitted with some shots, blasters that they use too heavy a grip, but this is a glass and aluminium oxide mix that they use to blast this with. So that's come up really well. And on the floor, we have a pile of stuff. So there we are, and then there's the front end up there as well. So we've got a fair bit of work ahead of us. One thing I have done though is this has got new spherical bearings in the shock. I've just ordered another one for the front of it here, so I've got to just press that in when that arrives. They were rusted solid, as was this bottom bolt down here, but with the help of good old Dad, a blowtorch and a bit of elbow grease, we got that out and rechased the threads and what have you. So we'll give it a bit of a clean. You know, this isn't a full restoration. You know, this isn't you know, it's just a cheapish 85 to get Hugh going. So but we want it presentable, so we're going to crack on with the rebuild now. So the next step will be to paint this. So I was going to get it powder coated, but I'm going to try paint this time just to keep the cost down, and also if you do mark it, you can just mask it up and spray it again yourself. So I've got some good paint from Toolstation, which I've used in the past on certain parts, and that comes up really well. It's pretty durable, and got some clear coat as well to go over it. So what I'll do is I'll probably hang it up here somewhere, cover all the bikes over with sheets, and then get spraying some satin black on it. All right, there we are. That's the frame all painted up, so that's come up pretty nice. Don't you sort of see the finish there, but anyway, going to let it dry and then put some clear coat on it in my makeshift paint booth. So that's the good coat of clear coat on there now, so just going to let that flash off, I think the professionals say, don't they? Anyway, it's looking pretty nice. We'll have a little zoom up there, so it's got quite a nice finish on it for a bit of a cheap restoration job here on this little bike. So here, just let this go off, put another coat on that, and then I think we'll call that. It's rather sparkly in the light, doesn't it? Oh, kids are fighting, lovely. Anyway, let's crack on. While we're at it, I wire wheeled and given his foot pegs a coat of paint and bent them straight again. There's a couple are a bit wonky, but anyway, they look half sensible, so let them dry off and then start building this all back up. I've got all this pile of junk to get it back in there, get it running again, but hopefully it shouldn't take long, but it's looking a darn sight better than it was. Right, so just got back from Helsinki earlier and well, I feel a bit there. Anyway, too much boozing and having fun at work. But anyway, we've made a start. It's all, the clear coat's all gone off now, and we've got the engine in. Just been working on the getting the electrics all done and putting some of the you know, chain where are we? You know, the chain guides on and what have you, and cleaning up some of the bolts as we go on the wire wheel there. So yeah, we're getting there. So I've pressed the head bearings in as well, so that's done. So next up will probably be the radiators, get those done, and then we'll put the back end on, the swinging arm, shock, forks, and then get it back on its wheels and start doing a bit of tidying up work. Rightio, another morning. So anyway, that's the cooling system done on the front end. So we've got all the rads plumbed in, whatever. So now we'll probably put the swinging arm and back end on it next. There we are, swing arm and shocker are on. Just got to do the pick the bike up, flip it around, and do the rear brake next. That's the rear brake all done and sorted. So yeah, that had a new rose joint in it and made up this linkage. New bolt in there, that's all greased. And by the way, you know, all the bearings were greased as well and cleaned out. So swing arm bearings, the shock bearings, etc. So they're all fresh and new. Need to get one of these rubber bungs for swing arm just to get rid of that foil tape. That'll look a bit neater. So yeah, we're making progress. And now I'm going to get it off the bench and get the forks in the bike and get it back on its wheels. There we are, we have a front end on the bike now, so just set the forks to the right height, copper slipped all the bolts, and also repaired a thread in here. This was stripped. You can see someone's mungered the bottom of that because they ran a long bolt all the way through, like an M8, but I've re-tapped the thread and done that all properly. So we'll get the handlebars on and start getting everything routed up. And yeah, then tank, pipe, subframe, and we're done. Right, one little tip I just thought of that I'd mention is you can just about see some yellow paint pen marks there. So whenever you're taking the handlebars off and clutch levers, etc., if you just mark that up, obviously the bars will be in the exact same spot as where you took them off, and the bike will feel the same once you've done your rebuild. Right, that's the front end all finished up now. Tank's on, coolant's in, no leaks, which is good. So foot pegs, chain, exhaust. Next. Right, there's the finished article. So it's all back together now. I had a bit of a headache bleeding the clutch up, as that had seemed to run out of fluid. So it might have a bit of a leak there. I need to keep an eye on that. But anyway, got there in the end with the help of YouTube. So loosened the master cylinder off and sort of pumped the piston out a bit, then put it back and got the air out. So that all works and it's just been test ridden. But all that effort just to paint the frame black. But there we go. But obviously we've done a lot of stuff in between. So obviously there's a close-up of the frame all looking rather nice. I'm just going to make up some grip tape frame guards for that, using skateboard grip tape. But there's the finished article ready to go. So we'll walk around this side. But no, it's nice to go for a bike like that anyway. Obviously you can get a feel for it, and we sorted out a couple of strip threads and other stuff, so it's made the bike better anyway. So yeah, gonna have one happy little chap when he comes back from school.